Stop scrolling. Right now. You thought you knew the game. You thought the mastermind was locked down. You were dead wrong. In the next few minutes, we're not just breaking a story, we're detonating a conspiracy. We have done the impossible. We've located the ghost sanctuary, Menglong's hidden killer's hideout, a location so unbelievably secure, its very existence rewrites the entire history of the case. Forget the fake trails. Forget the red herrings. This is the core. But that's just the beginning. The evidence we've pulled from that shadow lair doesn't just name the killer, it obliterates the face of the most powerful man in the city. The one you trust. The one everyone calls the boss. Xin Qi. We have irrefutable proof that the boss is nothing but a meticulously crafted fake. A puppet. A ghost wearing a CEO's suit. And the fallout. It drags a legend into the mud. The untouchable protector. The one who always seems to know too much. Xi-Peng. Is he a victim, or the ultimate architect? Stay with us. Because by the end of this broadcast, the ground beneath your feet will vanish. We have the coordinates. We have the files. We have the truth. This is not a theory. This is the unmasking. For weeks, we chased shadows. We followed the digital fingerprints left by Menglong, a killer whose precision and ghost-like vanishing acts turned a global manhunt into a farce. Every lead was cold. Every breakthrough was a carefully placed trap. The authorities hit a wall, but we kept digging. We kept looking for the impossible. The assumption was simple. A killer of Menglong's caliber wouldn't use a standard hideout. He wouldn't rent a warehouse or an abandoned factory. He would build a void. A place that didn't exist on any map, registered to no person, powered by no grid. A sanctuary designed not just to hide a killer, but to run a global operation under the deepest veil of secrecy. Our breakthrough came not from a massive hack, but from a whisper, a single, corrupted, encrypted data packet that looked like digital noise. We spent weeks purifying that noise, finally isolating a microscopic geotag hidden within its code, codename Perseus. The coordinates pointed not to a remote mountain bunker, but to the very heart of the city's infrastructure, deep beneath the abandoned, multi-tiered transit tunnels that were deemed structurally unsafe and sealed off a decade ago. A place everyone forgot existed. The air down there was thick, cold, and smelled of ozone and forgotten time. We navigated pitch-black corridors, our flashlights cutting through what felt like solidified silence. After what seemed like an eternity, we found it, a section of the concrete tunnel wall that was too perfect. No seams. No weathering. It took advanced sonar imaging to confirm, this was a facade. Behind it, a chamber. And then, the ultimate mind-blower. The door wasn't activated by a keycard or a password. It was triggered by a specific, modulated vibration only achieved by hitting the tunnel wall in a unique pattern, a dead man's switch designed to repel intruders. We replicated the pattern. The door opened. What we found inside wasn't a drab, makeshift bunker. It was a palace of surveillance and cold efficiency. The chamber was enormous, running hundreds of feet parallel to the main tunnel, completely soundproofed and shielded. The air was sterile. The lighting was low-level, blue-white, and clinical. Along the curved wall, a bank of 20 holographic screens floated, displaying real-time feeds from cameras embedded across the globe: New York, London, Shanghai, Dubai. Menglong wasn't just hiding, he was monitoring the world. At the center, the workstation. Pristine. Still active. We immediately accessed the logs. The hard drives were military-grade solid-state, encrypted with layers that would take years for standard law enforcement to crack. But we found the key, a small, antique silver locket left carelessly near the keyboard. Inside the locket, a microchip containing a single, master decryption key, a chilling detail suggesting Menglong had a sentimental weakness, a fatal flaw he never expected anyone to find. We broke in. And the first file we opened didn't contain names of targets, but a single, devastating photo ID. It wasn't Menglong's face. It was Xin Qi. But according to the files stored in Menglong's secret sanctuary, this man, Xin Qi, is a complete, manufactured illusion. The file we found was labeled Project Phantom. Inside, detailed schematics, behavioral algorithms, and a timeline. The document confirms that the man we know as Xin Qi was not born into wealth or power. He was an asset, a highly trained deep-cover operative whose entire persona was constructed 5 years ago. His companies, his reputation, his charitable foundations, all of it were just fronts designed to funnel resources and intelligence to one person, Menglong. The document details how the real Xin Qi, a mid-level technician who actually developed the critical encryption software, vanished 5 years ago and was likely eliminated. The operative who stepped into his life had the sole purpose of acting as a financial and intelligence conduit. Think about the implications. Every major deal, every political influence, every stock market spike connected to Xin Qi was actually orchestrated by a global killer, using the boss as a puppet to fund and cloak his nefarious network. Menglong didn't just have a hideout, he had a chair in the boardroom of the world. But the biggest twist. The file contained behavioral logs on the fake boss. Logs that showed the puppet was becoming too independent. The operator, the fake Xin Qi, was starting to make decisions that deviated from Menglong's script. He was building actual power for himself within the facade. Xin Qi wasn't just a fake boss working for the killer. He was a rogue fake boss, a ticking time bomb of self-interest, ready to cut the strings. This explains the recent, chaotic surge in corporate espionage. It wasn't just chaos, it was a war between a master and his puppet. The evidence pointed to Xin Qi's impending collapse, a meltdown engineered by Menglong to reassert control. But a killer of this magnitude never leaves loose ends. The cleanup operation would be comprehensive. And that's where the third figure enters the nightmare. In a subfolder labeled Contingency Omega, a short, cryptic text file was secured. It contained only 3 lines of text, a conversation log, dated 1 week before we exposed the hideout. XP, I've handled the firewall. The access point is clear. YM, did he suspect? XP, no. He trusts the source. Protocol Alpha initiated. XP. Who else in this circle of high-stakes power and criminal enterprise is known only by those initials? Only the legendary, hyper-efficient security consultant, the man who advises the global elite on counterintelligence and defense systems, Xi-Peng. Xi-Peng. The man whose reputation for integrity is his only currency. The man who supposedly has the ability to see through any lie, any deception. Yet, here he is, apparently communicating directly with Menglong, the most wanted killer on the planet, and claiming to have cleared an access point. Was Xi-Peng clearing the path for the authorities? Trying to trap Menglong? No. The log uses the code phrase Protocol Alpha, a known term in high-level cyber warfare for unmasking a rogue asset. They weren't talking about catching a killer. They were talking about eliminating the fake boss, Xin Qi. This implies one of 3 terrifying scenarios. Asterisk the ultimate double agent, Xi-Peng is playing the most dangerous game of all, appearing to work for the good guys while being Menglong's most trusted asset. Asterisk blackmailed protector, Menglong holds leverage over Xi-Peng so devastating that he's forced to comply, making him an unwilling accomplice in a vast criminal network. Asterisk the original architect, Xin Qi being a fake boss? What if Xi-Peng is the true, hidden mastermind who has been pulling both Menglong's and Xin Qi's strings from the shadows? We are talking about the complete collapse of trust, the ultimate betrayal that reaches the highest levels of global security. The Ghost Sanctuary wasn't just a hideout, it was a Pandora's box that exposed the ultimate truth. The hero is working with the villain to destroy the pawn. This evidence changes the entire narrative. Xin Qi is no longer the fake boss. He's the target. And Menglong's assassin, aided by the seemingly untouchable Xi-Peng, is about to close the net. The files we've secured hold the final, mind-blowing pieces: why Xin Qi went rogue, the exact day of the planned hit, and the single, most shocking secret that binds Menglong and Xi-Peng together, a secret that goes back decades and explains everything. Stick with us. We are about to dive deep into the ultimate betrayal. You cannot miss what happens next when we reveal the true identity of Menglong's first victim, a revelation that links all 3 men to a single, bloody night. If the discovery of codename Perseus, Menglong's hyper-secret sanctuary, was the spark, what we found next was the gasoline. We didn't just find the operating system for a global killer, we found his architectural blueprint for betrayal. We left off with the devastating revelation: the boss, Xin Qi, is a manufactured fake, and the security legend, Xi-Peng, is communicating with the killer, preparing to execute Protocol Alpha, the termination of the rogue asset. But the logs were incomplete. We needed to know how Xi-Peng was implicated and, more importantly, what Menglong was preparing to use as his next weapon. Buried deep within the Perseus system, protected by a firewall even more sophisticated than the lair's entrance, was a single file labeled the repository. It wasn't encrypted, it was physically shielded. We realized Menglong was a man who still believed in analog backups. Behind a false panel in the wall of the surveillance chamber, we found a physical, electromagnetic vault. This was not a data storage unit. This was a memory palace, containing the tangible evidence of every crime, every setup, and every identity swap. Inside, the light hit something extraordinary: dozens of perfectly preserved, laminated identification cards, passports, and biometric readers. Each one was a different identity, a different mask Menglong or his network had worn. But one shelf was different. One shelf was dedicated to the Xin Qi project. We pulled a box from that shelf. Inside, we didn't find financial ledgers or surveillance reports. We found a small, leather-bound diary and a USB drive labeled the original script. The diary belonged to the original, deceased Xin Qi, the technician who was eliminated 5 years ago. It wasn't a confession, it was a desperate, chilling document chronicling his final weeks. He wrote about his groundbreaking encryption software, the very platform Xin Qi's conglomerate was built upon. He wrote about the moment he realized the software was being weaponized, sold not to corporations, but to shadowy figures he didn't dare name. He wrote about the man who came to his house, not with threats, but with a promise of unparalleled power, a promise delivered with Menglong's chilling charisma. But the diary ended abruptly. The final entry? A scribble, hastily written: "He needs the key. The only way to stop. XP knows." The technician, the original Xin Qi, was trying to warn someone. And the only name he could manage to scrawl before his likely execution was XP Xi-Peng. This flips the script entirely. Xi-Peng wasn't just implicated in the cleanup, he was involved in the initial setup. Menglong didn't just acquire an asset, he acquired a key that the original Xin Qi believed Xi-Peng possessed, a key to control the weaponized encryption that powers the entire fake boss network. The USB drive, the original script, contained the complete 5-year operating manual for the current fake boss, Xin Qi. It detailed his mannerisms, his investment strategies, even his favorite vintage of wine. It was a digital ghost written to perfection. But the final folder within the script was the most devastating. It was the exit strategy. Menglong's plan was never to let the fake boss retire gracefully. The plan was an immaculate, brutal self-destruction. The script outlined a series of financial maneuvers that would, in the span of 48 hours, cause Xin Qi's global empire to collapse into absolute ruin, triggering investigations that would expose him as a rogue agent and pin the blame for the network on him entirely. The final act. A meticulously staged disappearance, making it look like the fake boss fled the chaos he created. In reality, the script called for his silent, untraceable termination by a specific cleaner, a cleaner with specialized access to Xin Qi's security protocols. There it is. The fatal link. The planned assassination requires Xi-Peng's access. Xi-Peng, the security guru, installed the very system that can only be breached by his own unique access code. He designed the trap that only he could trigger. This is not blackmail. This is collaboration. Xin Qi's recent rogue behavior wasn't a choice, it was a desperate attempt to survive. He found the original script. He realized he was living on borrowed time and his own death was the final, pre-written scene. His recent chaotic decisions were not ambition, they were the terrified lashing out of a puppet desperately trying to cut its own strings before the show ended. The evidence now crystallizes the horror. Menglong is the ultimate director. Xin Qi is the desperate actor trying to survive his final performance. And Xi-Peng? He's the stage manager, the one who designed the security, built the set, and now holds the lever to bring the curtain down, permanently. The protocol alpha log we saw earlier? It wasn't just a communication, it was the start signal. Xi-Peng cleared the firewall. Menglong initiated the financial collapse. The countdown has started. The collapse of the Xin Qi Empire is not days away, it's hours away. And when the first financial domino falls, the fake boss will retreat to his secure office, the exact place where Xi-Peng's access code is required to initiate the final, fatal sequence. We are witnessing the final moments of a constructed life. The man everyone called boss is about to be wiped from existence, and the security icon who everyone trusts is the one flipping the switch. The secrets held in Menglong's killer hideout have exposed a conspiracy that implicates power, money, and murder at the highest level. The original script dictates that Xin Qi must die tonight. The question isn't if he can escape the script, but who will Xi-Peng ultimately serve when the moment of truth arrives? This is just the beginning of the collapse. We have more devastating files from the Perseus Vault files that detail Menglong's next target and reveal the bloody history that truly binds Xi-Peng and the killer. If you were absolutely captivated by these mind-blowing reveals, if you want the next chapter of this incredible true crime saga, you know what to do. Smash that like button right now to tell YouTube you want more dark secrets exposed. Drop a comment and tell us your most insane theory. Share this video with everyone you know who loves a terrifying conspiracy. And for the love of the truth, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the moment we drop the next video. Now, tell me in the comments. Do you think the fake boss, Xin Qi, is smart enough to have developed his own counter-protocol to Xi-Peng's fatal access code? What is the single, biggest secret that Menglong could hold over the untouchable security legend, Xi-Peng? Was Xin Qi's rogue behavior a planned feature of the original script, or a genuine deviation that Menglong failed to predict? Drop your thoughts and theories below. Let the investigation continue.